Good afternoon and welcome to this Barclays League Division 2 match between Sunderland and Leicester City here at Roker Park. And first of all, we shall have a look at the two Sunderland mascots. On the right, we see the taller of the two very young mascots. He's Thomas Murphy and he's 7 years old and comes from Wath, a village near Ripon. He goes to West Tanfield School and he likes football and history. His favourite footballer is Gordon Strachan. The other Sunderland mascot, just about to kick the ball now, is Jack Errington. He's 5 years old and lives in Dalton-on-Tees, where he goes to Croft School. And he likes football as his favourite sport, and his favourite footballer is Tony Norman. And mentioning Tony Norman, he is in the Sunderland side this afternoon, having come through a late fitness test, with Tim Carter having been recalled from Birmingham as a precaution. But Tony Norman is fit. He's recovered from his groin injury and he takes his place in the following side. Tony Norman in goal, John Kay at 2, Anton Rogan at 3, Gary Bennett at 4, Kevin Ball at 5, Peter Davenport at 6, Paul Bracewell the captain at 7, Don Goodman at 8 playing his first home match for Sunderland, Gordon Armstrong at 9, John Byrne at 10. John Byrne is Player of the Month for November in the competition run by the North of England Building Society in connection with the Sunderland Echo. He is at 10, and Gary Hours is at number 11. The two Sunderland substitutes this afternoon are David Rush, wearing the number 12 shirt, and Colin Pascoe at number 14. So they're the Sunderland side, unchanged from the one which lost in dramatic fashion at Molineux last week against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Sunderland, with just 1 point out of a possible 15, will want to get back to winning ways. So now we'll have a look at today's visitors, Leicester City, known as the Filbits or the Foxes. Their side, with Brian Little as their manager, the former Darlington manager, has Kevin Poole in goal, Gary Mills at 2, Nicky Plattenauer at 3, Richard Smith at 4, Steve Walsh, the captain, at 5, Paul Fitzpatrick at 6, David Oldfield at 7, Tommy Wright at 8, Colin Gordon at 9, Paul Kitson at 10, and Ali Mocklin at 11. Their two substitutes are Steve Thompson at 12 and Paul Reed at 14. And Leicester City too have a mascot, and there he is in the middle of the goal. His name is Ben Atkins. He's 7 years old and he'll be 8 on the 30th of December, so not long to his 8th birthday. He likes all sports. He lives in Northampton. He's the youngest player in his school football team, and his favourite footballer is the England under-21 player Paul Kitson. And Paul Kitson too was a major doubt for this match, because he was carried off in last week's draw against Millwall for Leicester City, and there was a lot of doubt as to whether he would play. However, he is fit and he takes his place in that Leicester City side. Leicester City on the fringe of the promotion challenge in Division 2. They're in 7th spot, but very, very close to those leading the race: Middlesbrough, Cambridge, Blackburn Rovers and Southend. So Leicester City right in the top draw of Division 2's front runners. And when you think Leicester City last season escaped relegation from Division 2 by just 1 place, West Bromwich were the third from bottom team that went down. Leicester City finished just 2 points above them and just held on to their Division 2 status. So quite an improvement between last season and this. The 3 match officials this afternoon: David Allison from Lancaster is this afternoon's referee. The linesman with the red flag, he's on our left as we look, standing next to the referee in the centre circle. That's Wally Natras from Bishop Midland, and the other linesman talking to the Sunderland mascots is David Oliver from Darlington. So the 4th official, should he be required, is Dave Ilderton, the balding linesman with his back towards us now. That's Wally Natras from Bishop Midland. He's been a linesman for a number of years and has been to Roker Park on a lot of occasions. The 2 captains there, Paul Bracewell on the left, Steve Walsh on the right. The 3 match officials and the 3 mascots all having their photographs taken. Mascot on the left, Jack Errington. The mascot on the right, Thomas Murphy. And the mascot in the centre, Ben Atkins, the Leicester City mascot. The referee on the far side, David Allison from Lancaster. The teams are going to change ends, which means that Sunderland will start the match attacking the full end in this first half. And it's vital that Sunderland get back on the winning road. An interesting point about Don Goodman, who will be wearing the number 8 shirt for Sunderland this afternoon. He's scored against Leicester City in the last 3 seasons. So let's hope he keeps that record up this afternoon. And Don Goodman has also scored 6 goals against Tony Norman, although 5 of those were when Tony Norman was playing for Hull City. And we're now about to have a minute's silence, which I'll explain after the minute's silence is over. And that 1 minute's silence was in memory of Bill Fox, who died suddenly earlier this week. 62-year-old Bill Fox lived in Blackburn, and he was the Football League president. And a huge congregation paid their respects to him at his funeral in Blackburn last Thursday. So we've just lost our Football League president, Bill Fox of Blackburn. So now the match is about to get underway with Sunderland, Don Goodman on the far side, John Byrne passing the ball to him. So John Byrne getting an early touch, appeals for offside, but Leicester did clear the ball anyway. A good header out there by Gary Bennett. Great challenge there too from Gordon Armstrong, who has the ball again. Plays the ball out wide for Kay. Kay with the early ball forward, looking for Goodman, but didn't reach Don Goodman. So Leicester City can bring the ball away. That's Nicky Platanower clearing for Leicester City. A touch there by Paul Kitson, who was in doubt for this afternoon's match because of an injury. And that's Kitson challenging back. Paul Kitson, the under-21 England international. Byrne. Bennett. Goodman trying to get up there. Byrne again, but that one's brought down easily by Richard Smith and sent back to goalkeeper Kevin Poole. Poole urging Gary Mills to go forward. Bennett in strongly, but not able to clear. Now Leicester City going forward, their first break. The ball going across, it's a good cross too. Kept in by Colin Gordon on the far side. Up in support is Gary Mills, turns the ball inside. This is good play by Leicester City. It's Mills again, turning the ball inside, looking for Ali Moughlan. But he has to play the ball back. It wasn't a good ball inside from Mills. So Peter Davenport got possession for Sunderland, but the ball has gone out for the throw. John Kay waiting for the ball, has it now, and clears to Tony Norman. Bennett with the long clearance, hoping to find Byrne. But there first was Steve Walsh, the captain, but He's put the ball out for the first corner of the match, and that goes to Sunderland in the 3rd minute. Goodman on the far side, just gone out of picture. He'll be round about the far post. His corner is taken short. Byrne with the return ball. The cross, good 1-2. There was Goodman, right where it mattered, but the goalkeeper caught the ball well. Mills. That's David Oldfield on the ball for Leicester City, being urged to pass it back, which is what he does. Bennett. Some Sunderland players wearing black armbands. That's Goodman. Forward comes Rogan for the first time. Rogan with the chance to cross. He does so. That was a tantalising cross. Took some clearing. Sunderland still not finished. Ball, spreading the ball out wide. Hours trying to come inside. It's come to Byrne. This is where Byrne's got great close control. Gets round one challenge. Both sides appeal, and the crowd tell you that it's the goal kick that's been awarded. Don Goodman protesting about that. You can see Don Goodman just spreading his arms out wide there, and he ought to remember last week at Wolverhampton where 2 men were sent off after protesting that it should have been a corner, protesting too strongly. Poor clearance, but Goodman can't take advantage of that. That's Paul Fitzpatrick. Kitson on the ball now. Looks a lovely player. Still going. But John Kay gets it back safely to Tony Norman. This afternoon's match sponsors: the club sponsors of Oaks Breweries, the match sponsors Tyne & Weir Development Corporation, the ball sponsors British Coal, and the associate sponsors Northern Electric, Dutton Forshaw, MR News and Minories. No action taken there by the referee, so Kitson leaves it for Tommy Wright, gets the return ball, and then is fouled. And referee not very happy with that challenge. Gary Hours being called towards him. Referee David Allison from Lancaster. Long challenge, or long talk rather, for that challenge by Gary Hours. And Gary Hours has been in quite a bit of trouble this season. Yes, the notebook is out. So again, Gary Hours falling foul of the football law, receives the yellow card. And Kitson has recovered. That's Kitson running away to the right. John Byrne in picture. Nicky Platter now, the Leicester City number 3. David Oldfield, the Leicester number 7, bottom right of picture. And number 11, Ali Mauchlin, the number 11. But the cross swung in. It was a good one too. Not far from the head of Colin Gordon. The ball just swung away from him. That's Kitson, bottom right of picture. Merton born, so he's a local boy. Norman then with the goal kick. The good flick on there from Armstrong. He does a lot of good work in the air, does Gordon Armstrong. Ball loose. Bracewell has it. Armstrong, that was a rather poor one from Armstrong. But all Kitson could do was put the ball into touch, so it's still Sunderland's possession through the throw from Anton Rogan. The long one, Armstrong again flicks on. It's back with Armstrong from Goodman. Slips one challenge and another, but the ball drifts out of play. Linesman there, Wally Natras from Bishop Midland. Leicester City clearing their lines. This is Tommy Wright, or it was Tommy Wright. Now it's Gary Mills. Slips the ball inside. This is good play by Leicester City, trying to open up the Sunderland defence. The cross, though, is too close to Tony Norman. Tommy Wright's cross, not of the highest quality. Sunderland back in possession again. Gordon Armstrong. The early ball hanging cross. Owers couldn't quite get on the end of that cross, but Kay could. He was fouled in the process. So that'll be a free kick for Sunderland. So the free kick, the Gary Owers chip, the ball could have gone anywhere. It's come to Bracewell. Bracewell might try one, he often does from long distance. But in there quickly came Gary Owers. Didn't quite prevent the pass back to the goalkeeper though. Offside. Early signs are that this is going to be a good game, end to end. Now it's Sunderland's turn to come forward, with groans of disappointment as that ball goes straight to Paul Fitzpatrick. The long ball. This is a danger for Sunderland. Well saved, Tony Norman. Still the danger, though, not cleared. But it should be now. Norman urging the clearance, which occurs. But that was a great save from Tony Norman. That save coming in the 10th minute. 10 and a half minutes had gone when that save came. It's kept Sunderland level at 0-0, the closest thing so far. That was Davenport getting it back to Bennett. Bennett's clearance not good enough though. Oldfield heading it forward. Oldfield again. Tommy Wright turning up on both wings. Oldfield's gone into the centre. The challenge from Kay. And the ball out for the goal kick. That ball straight back to Kevin Poole. The flick on, and the clearance back to Tony Norman. Colin Gordon and Paul Kitson are Leicester City's joint top scorers with 5 each, with 2 more players, Walsh, who's not playing today, and Wright, who is, on 4. Don Goodman challenging. Now Goodman on the ball. Forward goes Kay in determined fashion, wins another free kick. The weather much milder over the last couple of days, as the hour's free kick again just over the head of Gordon Armstrong. 6 inches lower, and that could have been different. As it was, the ball went straight out for the goal kick. Ball played forward. Byrne touches it back. Goodman with the shot, but well over the top. Finishes up in the back of the stand, but a good chance set up there by John Byrne. A clever touchback for Don Goodman to run onto. But the shot, although well meant, was certainly not well directed. Don Goodman more than doubling the previous Sunderland transfer record, which was previously held by Tony Norman. That's Steve Walsh going back to clear for Leicester City. Bad clearance though, straight to Peter Davenport. Davenport with the chip across, and Byrne getting the head to it just over the top. That was a good cross from Peter Davenport, and it certainly brought the crowd to life. And here we see the Walsh clearance wasn't very good. Davenport looks up, takes his time, then crosses the ball. The ball comes out to Byrne, and Byrne puts his header just over the top. Not much clearance between the bar and the ball from that replay. So we're back live. And the referee having a word, in fact perhaps doing more than that, and it looks like young Paul Kitson who the referee is speaking to. He's booking him, whoever it is, and it is Kitson. Yellow card for him, along with Gary Hours. The flick on there from Armstrong, and Goodman flashing the ball wide. So Don Goodman in the action twice in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So 16 minutes coming up to 17 minutes played. Sunderland 0, Leicester City 0, in a match that both sides will want the 3 points from for different reasons. That came off Rogan. Leicester City to keep up their promotion challenge, remembering that it's the glittering prize of a place in the Premier League for the promoted teams from Division 2. And Sunderland want the 3 points to climb the table. And that one was played back by Goodman to Norman. Tony Norman telling Bennett to turn, which he did do. Now he finds Kevin Ball. Kevin Ball, who will miss the next 2 matches through suspension, along with John Byrne. Goodman, but that was Goodman's pass, but Bracewell let the ball run under his foot. But it's still Sunderland on the attack. Armstrong doesn't take the long throws these days. They're left for Rogan. He may decide to play the short one. Armstrong was the target man on that occasion. But Leicester City coming forward now through the very skillful-looking Paul Kitson. Looks for the 1-2 with Oldfield, gets it, but Bennett just nips in. But Kitson has forced the corner. So across comes Tommy Wright to take that corner. No, I said that Walsh wasn't playing. He is, in fact, but he's the captain in centre-half. But that shot going well wide of Norman's goal, causing him no trouble at all. Just over the head of Goodman. Goodman fouled. Ali Markland brings him down. Don Goodman, former Bradford City player, then went to West Bromwich Albion, and now he's with Sunderland. Bracewell flicks the ball wide well to Rogan. Rogan with the chance to cross, if he can just keep that ball in. But the linesman's flag was up. Sunderland have won a free kick. Number 6 there, Davenport. Number 7, Paul Bracewell. Davenport chips it far post. That nearly worked. Hours finding Bracewell. Bracewell tries one, it comes off the Leicester City wall, and they clear it up nicely and turn it back to Kevin Poole. Bennett. Armstrong, but appeals for the throw, but doesn't get it. Leicester City have the throw. Gary Mills with that throw. Now Mills with the chance to float the ball across. It's a good one too. And it's the corner. Oldfield was coming in menacingly on that far side. So across goes Tommy Wright to take this left wing Leicester City corner. The previous one was on the right wing. Rogan couldn't get up there. Oh, it's headed dangerously inside there, I think, by Goodman. Look at the determination there in Gordon Armstrong's face, but the ball beats him into touch. Good turn there from Ali Markland. So Leicester City doing plenty of attacking. Indeed, both sides are. Smith. Offside. So halfway through the first half, neither side has yet scored, although Leicester City came closest with a fine save from Tony Norman, keeping the score sheets level at 0-0. Burns headed one just over the bar for Sunderland, so both sides have had a fair chance to score. And that was Byrne giving the ball to Bennett. Goodman, good control from him. Now that sets up a chance for Sunderland again. It's off the Leicester City defensive wall. Breaks kindly for Kevin Poole, who will now clear for the Foxes. Leicester City playing the ball wide quite a bit this afternoon, but that one didn't work. It's Sunderland's throw. Good battling there by Gary Hours. Byrne, the long clearance. With good defending as well, the flick on. Ball. That's a great ball to Gordon Armstrong. The early ball in. And Poole did well to come out and dive in for that one. And here we see the long ball from Kevin Ball finding Gordon Armstrong. Armstrong with the early centre, and that was part of the goodness about the play, with Don Goodman coming in, just foiled by Kevin Poole. Now back live. Kevin Ball heading away. Byrne. Misunderstanding there, costing Sunderland possession. So forward comes Ali Mauchline. Oldfield. Lovely play here as Sunderland go forward once more. Kay. Good play by John Kay, who again is brought down. Another free kick. That's a sign that he's causing problems. That's the third time John Kay's been fouled. Now Kitson coming forward. Now Kevin Ball. Kay. Now Byrne. Armstrong playing the ball back. Kevin Ball with the chip forward. Byrne couldn't quite find Bracewell, and the wall of blue shirts come away with the ball. Kitson tries to thread the ball through, but the receiving player is in an offside position. And that didn't really work for Sunderland. It was all too short, with the Leicester City player causing enough confusion to spoil any thoughts of an attack. Now Ball plays it long. Peter Davenport, wearing the number 11 shirt, just couldn't quite force his way through. The back pass is cut off. Walsh clears it. The dummy didn't quite work. Bracewell turns one way and then the other, finds space, and then finds Rogan. Rogan with the good Byrne just mistimed his jump there, and Goodman was behind him. Missed the ball altogether. Perhaps a shade low, that ball, so Byrne didn't make connection. But Sunderland are beginning to create some chances, which is always a good sign. Long, big jump by Bennett. Now Don Goodman runs into trouble, but wins the throw. Goodman walking off left. Bracewell. Kay didn't get enough height on the ball, but has won the throw. Bracewell. Time to do something with this. Looks for the 1-2, nearly gets it as well, but not quite. But Bennett keeps up the pressure. Good play by Gary Bennett. Now this is where you don't want to lose the ball, particularly when you're a centre-back. He hasn't lost it. Goodman with the cross. Byrne, a great save. That was a lovely move by Sunderland. Good save by Poole at the near post from John Byrne. Very determined run there by Gary Bennett. That was in the 29th minute. And it certainly lifted the crowd. So now we see, this is the part that Bennett plays in it, where I was saying that he just mustn't lose the ball in positions like that. He certainly didn't do that. He slid the ball inside. It came to Davenport, and that was a lovely move by Davenport, fired in by Goodman, and Byrne almost turned it in at the near post. A good move there by Sunderland. In the meantime, Ball placing the ball for a free kick as we return live. Armstrong almost getting it through to Byrne. So Sunderland beginning to stretch the Leicester City defence. Another one coming in. Goodman trying to get up there. Byrne, this time, it bobbled just as he hit that ball, and it went way over the top. But Sunderland beginning to mount the pressure on Leicester City. Despite Sunderland's precarious league position, there's lots of optimism in the crowd. And so far, Sunderland giving at least as good as they're getting, probably more. Goodman. Good cross, but this time the goalkeeper anticipates that, comes out well. Sunderland's throw. Free kick. Don Goodman committing a foul. And there, John Byrne, the November Player of the Month winner in the competition sponsored by the North of England Building Society in connection with the Echo. Harmless free kick straight to Tony Norman. In fact, an offside flag had gone up. Flick on there from Armstrong. Good control there from Kitson. And back from Ali Marklin to Poole. Now Leicester City with the chance to break. Kitson touching the ball back to Oldfield, the cross. Helped out by Gary Hours. Leicester City win the ball back. Great play there from Kevin Ball. Goodman there, cutting off the back pass, but that's no trouble to Leicester City. Free kick. Gary Owls booked for Sunderland, Paul Kitson for Leicester City in this first half, which has 12 minutes left to run. Danger here for Sunderland, but Rogan gets Sunderland out of it very well indeed. Now the chance of the early break lost by that rather careless ball forward. Goodman almost taking advantage of that slip. Okay, to Byrne. Very tight for Byrne in there, but he almost made something of it. Ball to Bennett. Both sides winning and losing the ball in turn. And it ends up with a throw to Sunderland. Byrne. Free kick, fouled by Oldfield. That ball was rolling, so the free kick taken again. Goodman. Ours. Deep cross, too deep. Ball up strongly. Byrne helps it on. And the clearance by Plattenauer. Kitson was robbed there. Byrne playing the ball back. Bracewell switches play to the left wing. Rogan waiting for it. Sunderland moving the ball about quickly. That's Davenport. Kay keeps going forward. Goodman, Kay again. And one of these days, Kay will get right through for Sunderland. So 36.5 minutes of play gone, and Kevin Poole forced to make another good save. Free kick for Sunderland. And now we see Rogan, and this good move, building up for Sunderland. Armstrong there. Davenport has a hand in it. Or rather, it was ours as well. That was Bracewell, Kay, Goodman. Kay, you can see in the top of the picture, continuing his run. That was a good reverse pass. Armstrong's over on the left. But Kay it is who goes right through. Gets a left foot shot in on the Leicester City goal. But a good save from Poole. And John Byrne was lurking there in case the ball got out of Poole's hands. Meantime, Sunderland back live have another free kick. Gary Owers is there with Paul Bracewell. Bracewell takes it short. Byrne. It wouldn't quite fall for him, but he had the courage to try the chip. He got the ball rather tangled up in his legs somewhat, did Gary Owers, and he just had to delay his shot a little bit, and he tried the chip, which didn't really work. Now Rogan. Kitson challenging. Kitson won the ball as well. Mills. Mauchlan. The clearance from Walsh, the Leicester City skipper. Both sides playing the ball about quite confidently. This is a good run by Gary Owers. Support there from Peter Davenport. Goodman could have an early cross. He does, but it's rather low and goes to no one in particular. Oldfield clearing for Leicester City. Kitson. You can see Bennett tugging his arm there, but referee playing on. Quite rightly too, the way this move's developing. But across comes Rogan to rescue Sunderland from what might have been a dangerous position. Now Armstrong, released by Rogan. Comes to Goodman, back to Byrne. Davenport back to Byrne. Byrne back to Davenport. And it's behind for the corner. And Davenport in some trouble there. Needs the attention of Steve Smelt. And Kevin Poole, who's made some key saves for Leicester City since Sunderland stepped up the pressure midway through the first half, was brought to Leicester from Middlesbrough for something like £150,000, and he also spent some time on loan with Hartlepool while he was at Middlesbrough. But Brian Little has brought him to Leicester City, and he follows in the footsteps of such famous goalkeepers as Mark Wallington and the never to be forgotten Gordon Banks, who have previously played for Leicester City in goal. That's Gordon Armstrong on the right. Paul Bracewell coming in to check on Peter Davenport's fitness. Steve Smelt says okay to the referee, so Davenport recovers, and Sunderland will now take that corner. Inside by Armstrong. So 4 minutes of normal time left, but that Peter Davenport injury will add some time on at the end of this first half. Rogan with that throw. The flick on from Armstrong, but no one there to take advantage. Now Bracewell. Ball threading it through. Byrne. Still Byrne. Holding it up, waiting for help. It arrives. Now Gary Owers. Groans of disappointment as the ball goes straight to Kevin Poole. Gary Mills. Smith, back to Poole. Now is saying that Kevin Poole played with Middlesbrough and with Hartlepool. He also had a spell at the beginning of his career with Aston Villa. He's now 29 years old. Okay, Byrne. Didn't quite ever control that ball. Kitson, Oldfield. Bracewell with the challenge. Oldfield resists it. Two number 7s together. Plays it out to Plattenauer. Kitson. Leicester City trying to work themselves a shooting chance, but that one's gone straight out for the goal kick. Kevin Ball. Armstrong had to stretch to keep that one in, and he did very well to find Rogan. Rogan coming forward to quite good effect. Armstrong couldn't quite get in there ahead of Mills, who brings it away now for Leicester City. The early through ball, but Kevin Ball alive to that one. Finds Rogan to start a Sunderland counter-attack. Bracewell. Now Kay. Hours. Good hanging cross, but cleared by the Leicester City defence, stopped by Bennett on halfway. Let Kay take over, and now it's out with Hours. This time uses the left foot to very nearly good effect. As we're into the last minute of normal time at the end of this first half. Bennett clears, but is fouled as well. Armstrong with the early cross. Quite a good one. It's caused a little bit of trouble in that Leicester City defence, but eventually it comes to Mills, who clears the ball. A few seconds into injury time now at the end of this first half, and already you can see the light beginning to fail. And Sunderland will be quite happy to keep possession in these last few seconds. In fact, they've done that successfully because the referee has just brought the first half to a close. And apart from the early stages when Leicester City came forward quite promisingly and forced Tony Norman into one very, very good save, it's been mostly Sunderland who've caused the Leicester City defence to work quite hard. Poole's made one or two very good saves, and Sunderland can be quite happy with their first half performance, although the score is still Sunderland 0, Leicester City 0. Hello and welcome back for the second half of this Barclays League Division 2 match between Sunderland and Leicester City. The half-time score was Sunderland 0, Leicester City 0, although it's been Sunderland who have had more chances at the Leicester City end. Although Tony Norman did have one good save to make early in the match to keep Sunderland level, and it was a very good save. The sponsors this afternoon: the club sponsors Vaux Breweries, the match sponsors Tyne and Weir Development Corporation, the associate sponsors Northern Electric, Dutton Forshaw, MR News and Minories, and the ball sponsors are British Coal. So it's Leicester City to kick off in this second half. And straight away Kevin Poole gets a feel of the ball at the start of this second half. Sunderland attacking the Roker end in this second half. Rogan. Hours working a nice 1-2 with Bracewell. Bracewell again. Byrne. Might try the shot. He does, and it's straight at Poole, but it's a good shot. Gary Howe is in very determinedly, and here we see Paul Bracewell setting up John Byrne. Byrne found himself in space, decided to go for the shot from just about the edge of the penalty area, just outside, but it was a good shot, on target, but Kevin Poole dealt with it very confidently indeed. So back live, it's Anton Rogan. Pushes the ball through for Byrne. Continues the run, but Byrne hadn't seen him earlier on, and now he's crowded out. He just pushes the ball back to Bracewell. Bracewell back to Byrne. Good control with the knee there. Oh, that's a lovely ball through to Kay, and Kay forces the corner. That was a lovely ball from John Byrne. So Gary Howes has gone to take that corner. Not many fans down there at the Roker end. Ball it was, who headed the ball just over the top. Now Leicester City trying to break for the first time, but Tommy Wright couldn't keep that one in, so it's Sunderland's throw. Kay takes it quickly. Byrne. Very skillful player on the ball is Byrne. Plays the ball early, but couldn't get the direction on it that time. Appeals for a handball from the crowd, but the referee not interested in that. Rogan. Goodman couldn't quite get there. Ball. Kitson against Bennett. Rather a wild kick by Oldfield allows Gary Howes to come forward with the ball. Typical Gary Howes run this. Then a lovely back heel straight into the path of John Kay. Now Bracewell tries to split the defence. Goodman going through. But he has to go wide, keeps the ball in, and then against two Leicester City players loses possession. Bennett stops that one, but it runs into touch off him. In fact, it must have come off the Leicester boot last, because Kay took that throw. Nice piece of skill there from John Kay. Bennett plays it long, but rather speculative, that one. Howes going up, misses it, but it comes to Bracewell. And Bennett being, Bracewell being blatantly pulled back by Ali Mauchline. So Gary Bennett about to take this free kick. Floats the ball up, but it's all Leicester City defenders at that point. Hours to Bracewell. Oh, and Gary Hours is backing away, and Bracewell didn't spot that, so Leicester City have possession. It's Kitson. Likes to run at the Sunderland defence. Still going, is well inside the penalty area, and the deflection wins to Leicester City the corner. So in both goals and corner count, it's level. Goals at 0-0, corner count at 3-3. It's towards the edge of the penalty area, but Hours was there first. Kay with the up and under, didn't quite catch that one correctly. Hours with the back header. This could set Sunderland away, not quite. Bennett. That was played wide from Armstrong to Byrne. Now Byrne with the chance to run at the Leicester City defence. He does. Pushes it through. Goodman. In from Rogan. Bracewell in as well. But Leicester City eventually get the ball away. That was Tommy Wright. And the two number 7s into a tangle, with Bracewell getting the benefit of the doubt in the tangle. David Oldfield, the man to commit the foul. And you can see both benches there, the Leicester City bench on the right, and now the Sunderland bench in full view. David Rush with the blonde hair there, one of the two substitutes, alongside Colin Pascoe. In from Rogan. A high, deep cross, too deep, and the ball allowed to run out for the goal kick. Kitson trying to go through there, but the ball is out. But there's been an injury to one of the Leicester City players. Looks like Tommy Wright. So play may be called back. And there you can see Mark Geeson, the Leicester City physio, tending to Tommy Wright. And that gives me the chance to tell you something about Leicester City's away record this season. They've won 5, drawn 1 and lost 5, and 5 wins away from home at this stage of the season is an excellent record, and part of the reason why Leicester City are 7th. But their goal scoring isn't all that good. They've scored 11 but conceded 18. They've had some quite hefty defeats away from home. As this free kick is taken, and straight to Tony Norman. Those defeats have been 0-3 at Middlesbrough, 1-3 at Barnsley, 1-5 at Cambridge, 0-2 at Newcastle, and 0-1 at Portsmouth. So only one single goal defeat. So once teams do score against Leicester City, they tend to get a few. But Sunderland haven't achieved that yet. Leicester City's 5 wins on visiting away grounds are 2-1 at Southend, 2-1 at Oxford, 2-1 at Brighton, 2-1 at Derby, and 1-0 at Watford. And they've also had a 0-0 draw at Swindon. So some quite good performances amongst those matches, as well as some heavy defeats. Now it's Leicester City, but that's a rather aimless ball from Colin Gordon. Now Kevin Ball. Gordon partly retrieving himself there, stopping that ball clearance. Oh, and Bennett mistimed that challenge. In fact, he's been pulled up for it, quite rightly. It was a reckless, impulsive sort of challenge. And the referee's going to talk to him about that. Dangerous play, the offence. Now Bracewell. Goodman. Oh, almost releasing John Byrne. And we remember from the Southend match what happens when John Byrne bears down on goal. It was a lovely pass from Bennett that released him then, and he gave the Southend goalkeeper no chance, and Goodman was close to doing that for John Byrne on that occasion. But Byrne just couldn't quite reach it. Now Poole clearing. Okay, with a good jump. Ours with the back header. Byrne swings the ball way out to the left, but no one there for Sunderland. So now it's a free kick for Sunderland. Kevin Ball. And Poole out to collect that one easily. So, apart from the first couple of minutes in this second half when Sunderland twice went close, it's been very much a midfield battle. Bennett up strongly. So the ball played towards Goodman. Goodman challenging very strongly, but the whistle's gone. Certainly Goodman not afraid to challenge. And Mark Geeson, the Leicester City physio, being called on. That's the second time he's been in action this half. Wants to attend to Tommy Wright. That's Don Goodman in picture. We first met Leicester City on the 14th of November 1908 in front of 8,000 fans when Sunderland won 3-1 with Jackie Mordew, George Holly and Arthur Bridget getting the goals that day. And the last time we met, it was 2-2 in front of 13,000 plus fans on Saturday the 10th of March 1990. 2-2 was the score that day. Kevin Russell gave Leicester City the lead after 26 minutes. Marco Gabbiadini equalised after 56. Gordon Armstrong put Sunderland ahead after 62. And then Tony James got a late equaliser for Leicester City 2 minutes from the end to make the final score 2-2. So Nicky Plattenauer has recovered from that injury. And we've met Leicester City 29 times in league matches before today here in the northeast. And of those 29 matches, Sunderland have won 13, 10 matches have been drawn, Leicester City have won 6, Sunderland have scored 47 goals, Leicester City have scored 38 goals. But all of that is history. And Sunderland will hope to add one extra victory this afternoon. So too will Leicester City, to stay with the pack at the front of Division 2. Free kick to Leicester City about to be taken by Gary Mills. Long free kick away by Ball. And that drive come centre was from Tommy Wright, but easily held by Norman. Byrne, good knockdown to Kay. Lovely target man is Byrne. That's Byrne on the ball again. Plays the simple game very well. Now Ours has forced himself an opening. Might go through. He didn't, and then Bracewell appeals for the corner, given there was a deflection there. The Bracewell drive turned away for the corner by one of the Leicester City defenders. Byrne at near post. In the corner comes, but straight to Poole. Leicester City quite happy to keep possession. Just over 15 minutes into the second half. So far, no goals. Bennett. Goodman was fouled. Free kick. Kay looks as though he wants to take it quickly, but Gary Hours comes across, so Kay walks away, leaves the free kick to the Sunderland midfield player. The chip across, it's a good free kick, nice hanging free kick, but away there from Ali Marklin. Bracewell, good turn, across to Kay. Kay with the centre, too close, but it's come to Bracewell. But 3 Leicester City men closed him down before the shot got 5 yards. And it's back with the goalkeeper. Kitson. Bracewell intercepting. Armstrong with the clearance. Byrne. Byrne again. Bracewell. Hours. Good play there by Hours. It looked as though he'd lost it. Now Bracewell going through. He's got Goodman, but the Leicester City defence got there just in time. A good spell of pressure there on the Leicester City goal. Now ball across to Kay. Byrne, seeing quite a bit of the ball at this stage of the game, is John Byrne. Now Leicester on the break. Kitson. Oh, it's over the top of Norman. He got a hand to it, and that was enough for Kevin Ball to just cover the ball and wait for Norman to come back and collect it. But good thinking on the part of the Leicester City player. Almost lobbed Tony Norman, but Norman reached up and stopped it. Throw in for Sunderland. The whistle's gone. Looks as though there's a substitution about to be made. Off is coming Nicky Plattenauer, and he's the man who received an injury a short while ago, and Sunderland too about to make a substitution. Off is coming Peter Davenport. Getting a good round of applause is Davenport. So the Leicester City substitute just coming on the right of picture. And Colin Pascoe coming on for Sunderland. Those substitutions taking place after 19 minutes of the second half. 1 substitution to each side. Pascoe on for Sunderland, in place of Peter Davenport. That throw to be taken again. And that was offside. Goodman trying to flick the ball on, but it's gone into touch for Sunderland's throw. Bennett. Careless play allows Bracewell to take it up. Armstrong now. Rogan. Still Rogan. This could be something here, but Rogan tries the shot direct. And Colin Pascoe finishes up in the net, but the ball doesn't. Rogan, who made that run, decided to have the shot at the narrow angle rather than pull the ball back. We see that now as Bracewell, following a careless mistake by one of the Leicester City players, Armstrong feeds Rogan. Rogan goes for the narrow angle, and the ball goes just above and just wide of goal. So now back live, and it's Rogan again on the ball. This time he plays the long pass, looking for Byrne. Hours floats it out to Pascoe. Now Pascoe just come on, he'll be fresh, but couldn't do anything on that occasion. Forward comes Oldfield for Leicester City. And offside. Now Tony Norman with the clearance. And the flick on. Goodman trying to get there, but it's out for the Sunderland throw. He wants to take it quickly, but decides to leave it. Paul Bracewell takes over. Rogan, Bracewell. Rogan. Oh, it's there. No, it isn't. It's just behind. And that was almost, I think that was Goodman who almost turned that ball in, but it hit the net on the outside and then went behind for the goal kick. The crowd thought it was in, and just for a moment I thought so too, but it wasn't to be. And again, Paul Bracewell had a hand in that build-up. Bracewell with that throw. It came to Bracewell again. Overcame the cross, and it was indeed Goodman who got his head to it and hit the side netting. Meantime, we have a free kick for Leicester City at the other end, and it's the Leicester City substitute, Paul Reed, who replaced Nicky Plattenauer. And Norman punches, saw the Leicester City player coming. There's been a foul. The Sunderland players taking exception to that challenge by the Leicester City player. And Steve Walsh, the Leicester City skipper, is going to be cautioned for that. He's annoyed at the way the Sunderland players reacted. And Norman decided to punch with the Leicester City player Walsh bearing down on him. That was the right decision, I think, by Tony Norman. But Walsh continued with the challenge and ran into Tony Norman. The Sunderland players were incensed by the way that Walsh did that, and the referee wasn't very happy either, because he's booking the Leicester City captain, and that's the third booking of this match. Gary Hours for Sunderland, Paul Kitson, and now Steve Walsh for Leicester City. But let me stress that it has been by no means a dirty game. It's been competitive. Both sides have tried hard. Byrne couldn't quite control that, uncharacteristically for him. But Ball has this under control, except that it's a terrible back pass. That should have been a straightforward back pass to Tony Norman. Instead, Leicester City have a corner, which need not to have been conceded. Still, better do that than put the ball direct into your own goal. That's the one thing Kevin Ball did do, played it wide of goal. Now it's headed towards goal. It was one of Leicester City's own players that stopped it from going perhaps in, but now it's over the top. And relief for Sunderland there as the goal kick comes their way. Leicester City's most dangerous spell of the match so far. Now Tony Norman can hammer this ball downfield to relieve the pressure. Leicester City's throw. Just 20 minutes left for play. So far it's 0-0. Smith. Bennett. Bracewell. Byrne. Rogan on the overlap. That's Rogan. Plays it short inside, but in the wrong direction. And Markland gets the ball away. Not for very long. Ours brings it back. Looks for the 1-2. Doesn't quite go in the right direction, though, the return ball for ours. And Leicester City can bring that one away. Now an attack forming down the Leicester City right. Kitson switches feet, turns the ball inside. Gets a second chance. Oh, and Norman just saves that one. That was a brilliant save from Colin Gordon. But offside given anyway. But Tony Norman wasn't to know that. It was a brilliant save. The goal wouldn't have counted, but there's always seems to be danger in these Leicester City attacks, of which they're becoming more regular as the half wears on. Pascoe. The ball headed out though. This is right. Up comes Reid. Reid with the left wing cross, too deep, but it's over the head of Rogan. In from the far side by Kitson. Gordon, but it's Norman underneath it. Another long kick from Tony Norman, deep into the Leicester City half. Pascoe trying to find Bracewell, has done so, but it's a free kick for Sunderland in any case. Reid committing the foul. Bracewell looking rather groggy after that challenge. Bracewell, the Sunderland captain. The referee going across to have a word with the linesman on the far side. That's David Oliver from Darlington. And we'll try and see what this is about. The linesman could well have spotted some incident and has brought it to the attention of David Allison, the referee. He's speaking to Steve Smelt at the moment. And perhaps the referee, or the linesman rather, has gone off to get some attention. It looks as though that's what's happened. We should see the fourth official coming out of the tunnel if that has happened. It looks as though it has, because he's called Wally Natras across. So, as ever, there will be a fourth official. Dave Ilderton is that fourth official, and he should be somewhere just down the players' tunnel. So play held up here until we get that fourth official, or perhaps the original linesman, David Oliver, will come back. Perhaps he's just gone off to have some treatment. Certainly he drew the referee's attention to something, and the referee and the linesman walked across to the tunnel, and then we saw David Oliver disappear down the tunnel. We don't know what's wrong. Could be one of many things. But in the meantime, all we can do is wait. Certainly no signs of that fourth official coming out. And here he is. And it is the fourth official. So something's happened to David Oliver. So Dave Ilderton gets a chance to officiate in the match. And the delay was till Dave Ilderton was made ready. So quite a delay, and that will, of course, together with the two Leicester City injuries earlier in the half, as the shot comes in but well wide, add to the drama at the end of the match. So there'll be, I would think, fully 5 minutes to add on now at the end of this second half. That was quite a long stoppage. The chest down there was from Goodman, but Armstrong didn't quite read that, but Bracewell has it for Sunderland. The chip forward. Goodman, good control by him, but the layoff was rather fortunate to come to Byrne. It's in touch for Sunderland's throw. John Kay to take that throw. Finds Byrne. Back with Kay. Back. Leicester City player nipped in but it's another Sunderland throw. Pascoe thought about taking that, leaves it to Kay. 14 minutes left, plus injury time. Goodman tried to get the cross in, couldn't do so successfully. The ball cleared into touch. But it's Sunderland's turn to apply the pressure. Kay. Good run this by Pascoe. Slots the ball through. Goodman, and it's the corner. Comes off Walsh for the Sunderland corner. 4 corners each now, as Ours prepares to take the corner. Plays it short. Byrne. This could go anywhere. The drive from Pascoe, but well over the top. No danger there to Kevin Poole's goal. Good play from Rogan. Now Kitson for Leicester City. It's the early cross. Good catch by Norman. Mills. Rogan. Bracewell. Armstrong. Pascoe. And Leicester City through Colin Gordon managed to get that one back to Kevin Poole, but that was some pressure by Sunderland. Gordon's pass had to be very accurate to get through to Poole, which it was. Ball's clearance. "11 minutes to go, plus quite a lot of injury time, I expect, before this match is finished." And it's beginning to look, if either side is going to win this match, it's going to be by a single goal, but one never knows in football. Byrne, excellent at close control, and almost always finds a colleague. Good headed down by Armstrong. Rogan, though, missed his kick, allowing Leicester City to come forward. Again, Kitson. This is a good one by Oldfield, who stepped over the ball, but there was no colleague backing up. Now Sunderland, their turn to come forward. Didn't get very far, though. It's Ali Moughlan. Rather Reed it is. But Sunderland get that one away to Byrne. Clearance from Fitzpatrick. Rogan finding Armstrong. Both sides want the throw. Sunderland get it. Ours. Square for Bennett. Bracewell. The ball played forward. It's with Goodman. Pascoe. In comes Byrne, and it's off Walsh for the corner. The Hours corner. Kitson trying to set Oldfield free, but Bennett was there first. Ball continues the run. Goodman. There'll be a drop ball here, or perhaps it's a Sunderland free kick. It is. The foul committed before Goodman trapped the ball between his legs. So Rogan spots the ball. And comes up to take the free kick. Straight to Smith, who clears, but then the shot not very far past the goal. So it's Sunderland's 6th corner to Leicester City's 4. Ball not deep enough or high enough to get past the Leicester City defence, but Bracewell, a bad one from him. That's unusual for Bracewell. Now Bennett. That ball just stayed in. Rogan looks around him before setting off on the run. Rogan again. Now Bennett. But now we see the replay with that shot not going very far wide of Poole's goal. And that led to a corner which came to nothing. But now, back live, it's Kay in possession for Sunderland. What support does he have? He has some in Pascoe. Pascoe's good at this sort of thing, going for goal, and good save there by Poole from Pascoe. Or rather, everybody seems to be coming upfield, so it's the goal kick, so perhaps that came off a post. So Pascoe close to scoring there for Sunderland. Free kick for Leicester City. As that one is cleared by Sunderland into touch. Walsh back to Poole. 5 minutes of normal time to go. But the two Leicester City injuries, plus the delay for the fourth official to take the place of Dave Oliver, one of the linesmen this afternoon, will certainly add about 5 minutes onto this match at the end. Rogan throws down the line, flicked on by Goodman to Armstrong. Armstrong threads it between two Leicester players. Pascoe nearly got in there. But the Leicester City defence, as it has done all afternoon, manages to get the ball away. That's a bit careless. It's come straight to Rogan. That was Kitson making that mistake. Bracewell getting up with a header. Byrne. Armstrong across to Owers. Owers wants the 1-2 with Kay. Goodman. And cool play there by Ali Mauklin. As that move looked threatening for Sunderland. And Rogan getting a vital boot to that one, because that looked dangerous for a moment, with Tommy Wright almost getting in for Leicester City. Now he goes across to take the corner. So this is another injury. Kitson, it is. Born in Merton and played all his schoolboy football at senior level with Easington Comprehensive School. And it looks as though he's going off. He did receive quite an injury last week, and he was in some doubt today. But now he's been forced to retire. And the second Leicester City substitute, Steve Thompson, comes on to take his place with just 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. And that one might have gone anywhere, but it went to Tony Norman. Bracewell. Kevin Ball. Rogan stood his ground well then to win that heading duel. Brings it down neatly with his foot this time. Slipped it through to Armstrong. Now Bracewell. Bennett. Armstrong looking for it and getting it. Rogan. Owers. Plays it wide for Kay. Kay keeps the ball in well. This could go anywhere, and it's gone just wide, I think, from Byrne. Sunderland could well have scored from that. Good move there by Sunderland, with John Kay doing well to keep the ball in and to pull it back across Poole. And Byrne it was who just couldn't turn the ball in. Here we see the replay. It's Rogan who starts this move, then Owers who provides the telling ball for John Kay, who's made an overlap down the right. That's the ball. Kay doing well to stretch it back, and it wasn't Byrne, I think it was Goodman. Yes, it was Goodman. Byrne was there as well, but Goodman it was who just couldn't guide the ball into the net. It was a closest shave though for Leicester City. Now they come forward. But Norman gets there first, does well. Drives the ball downfield. Makes sure that he has plenty of time to get back into his goal. Now Owers trying to go through, finds Goodman, but Owers was obstructed. So into injury time now. Short from Bracewell to Kay. Kay with the cross. Armstrong inside, but that's to no one in particular, headed away by Smith. Back to Bracewell. Bracewell turns it back in. Oh, and it's there! Sunderland have scored! Right at the death, Sunderland have got the lead. Sunderland, and it's John Byrne who's got the goal. Is it Byrne or Goodman? But certainly Sunderland have the lead. That was a long cross. It was looking like 0-0 all the way, but Sunderland it is who have the lead, and Leicester City don't have much time to fight back. The cheers from the crowd indicate that Sunderland have that lead. It was a lovely header. Beat Poole. And here we see the replay. The ball played short from the free kick. Kay floats the ball across. Armstrong heads the ball inside. It looks as though the ball is going to be cleared, as it has been so often. It comes back to Bracewell. Bracewell plays it straight back in. And it's Goodman who gets the ball past the goalkeeper. So Don Goodman pays some of that transfer fee back and scores for the 4th season in a row against Leicester City. Don Goodman makes it Sunderland 1, Leicester City 0, a minute into injury time. So this match is not over yet, but Sunderland have the advantage now. Pascoe loses possession, tries to get it back again. And it's back with Poole. Now the crowd want the whistle to go, but there'll be a little bit of time to go yet. Leicester City will fight all the way. Reid with the cross. And that's safe. Norman has it. Now Kay. Almost 3 minutes into injury time, but I still think there's a little bit of time to go yet. Byrne flicks it wide. Reid clears for Leicester City. Stopped by Bennett, and Bennett sends it back to Norman. 3 minutes into injury time now. Sunderland 1, Leicester City 0, Don Goodman the scorer. Norman will get this ball as far downfield as possible towards that Roker end. And that's it, the referee, I think, yes, the referee has blown for time, and cheers for Sunderland as that last-ditch effort from Don Goodman decides the destiny of the 3 points at stake this afternoon. They've gone to Sunderland. It was a hard-fought encounter. Leicester City tried all the way, but Sunderland probably had the edge all the way through. And Don Goodman, the man in picture there, number 8, starts to repay that transfer fee. Final score here at Roker Park, thanks to number 8 for Sunderland, Don Goodman. Sunderland 1, Leicester City 0.